What's good, everyone? My name is Casey Crutchfield, and welcome to episode 37 of Enjoy Life. Before we get started here today, please hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to leave a comment. But without further ado, for episode 37, we have a great guest here today. Good friend of mine. I'm super excited to be able to sit down with him and hear about his journey and where he's at right now. I think this is going to be a great episode for all of y'all just to resonate with, and I hope y'all enjoy it. But without further ado, my guest, Mr. Kelvin. How we doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm great. I'm great. Blessed.
Yes, thank you for being here, man.
No problem,
I
bro.
truly appreciate that. But just to kind of like introduce yourself, you manage a place in Baton Rouge, DraftPicks, correct?
DraftPicks barbershop. Yep.
Yep. And so how things been with that so far, man?
Man, I can't complain about anything. It's great, amazing. The people I met throughout the journey. I started in 2021 when it first opened, and every single person, played a big role in my success.
Mm-hmm.
Every person that I talked to, every person I've cut, everyone that walked through that door. So DraftPicks has been a really big blessing for me.
Yeah. And so kind of tell me, how did you get into barbering?
Oh, man. I started cutting hair in 2017. It was like my senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I started doing small things with just two of my friends, KP and David, and
Shout them out, yeah.
Shout them out, guys, all them. And I noticed their haircuts were never like that good. And I was like, I know I can do better than this. Like, I know I can get this, not crazy fresh, but I could do better.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of started, just getting it better than what they had. And, it just grew and grew and grew. More people started coming to me, like just to get, mohawk fades. So,
Yeah.
That was the style back then. And I also wanted to do something that would impact the person in a way where, because I didn't have money, I'm 17 years old. I can't bless like a homeless person with money because I don't have it,
Yeah.
But I thought like a haircut could put a smile on somebody's face, on anybody's face.
Right.
So that's pretty much why I started it.
Mm-hmm. And what were some of those like challenges early on?
Oh man, the biggest challenge, I don't know, man. I took it real light, real easy. Like I didn't jump to like, I'm gonna do a ball fade. If I knew I couldn't do it. I studied a lot on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of the biggest challenges is like cutting different hair textures and the difference in density around the head. Is very, like, cutting hair is very complex.
Just kind of like moving on, how did you get a part of DraftPicks in general?
Man, bro, it was just crazy, bro. Like I moved to Baton Rouge in 2020 knowing one person, and she was the manager at Champs out here in Houma when I was working out here, and she moved to Foot Action, got me a job out there, and that's where I started barber school. And I actually stayed with her for the first year, well, through barber school, the whole barber college. While I was in barber college, I stayed at her house, and she was a big blessing.
Big blessing.
Alex, biggest blessing.
Yeah.
But back to your question, I only knew of one barbershop, and it was DraftPicks barbershop going into Baton Rouge. So I was just driving home, and I passed DraftPicks, the first DraftPicks. I passed it. I'm like, man, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
I gotta stop. So I went in there, and I knew the owner because I've seen him on Instagram. As soon as I walked in, I see him. I walk up to him, and I ask him, like, I just talked to him, and we had a really good conversation, long conversation. It was like an hour-long conversation. First time meeting him, talking to him. And that's pretty much as soon as I met him, like, we clicked, and after that, bro, like, just, it's history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what would you say, like, the relationships you've made, like, from DraftPicks, like, has that really put a big impact on you?
Oh, yeah. Yes. It made my whole life. Like, this is what I live now. Like, all the relationships that I've made through DraftPicks is, all my friends, my clients, they're role models. Like, I don't know, everything that, like, as soon as I got into DraftPicks, my life just started going up. And not to glaze DraftPicks or anything, but it's just like, it's just the truth. Like, I don't. There's not a lot of barbers quit because they don't make enough money. It's so easy for me to like everyone in that shop. It's so easy for them to make money because DraftPicks is such a great place, a great location, and people just walk in consistently. So it's hard to lose.
Right.
So
So you all aren't really more like appointment based. It's more like kind of walk in.
we're more appointment based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, appointment based, but we welcome
Yeah.
walk-ins.
Okay. And so I love going to get my haircut, man. It's something I always look forward to because I feel like it's definitely more than a cut. Like, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
when I've been going to my barber probably since I've been in 10th grade of high school. And so, like, we were really close, but it's really not just about the cut. Like, it's really about, like I consider him a brother of mine. Like, we just talk and have those genuine conversations.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, that means to you, like, when you're cutting hair?
It means-
Like,
it means
I'm
a
sure
lot.
you got those clients, you know, you've
yeah.
been to for a while.
Oh yeah, it means a lot. Especially the people that I cut. They're all human. Like I cut a lot of LSU players. NFL, I've cut NFL players. I've cut basketball players, and those conversations that moment where I'm cutting them, and it's not to me. It's not. I'm not. It's not a service. I mean, it's a service, but it's not like my job. It's not a job. This is
Right.
fun to me. This is enjoyable because I have one-on-one conversations with people that we see on TV all the
Yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? So those relationships is, bro, like
You can't even describe it.
Yeah,
man.
you can't. You really
Yeah.
can't. And it does mean a lot to me. Like those conversations that you have with your clients. All my clients, to me, they are equal. All my
Right.
clients, I look at like if you're in the NFL, you're equal to somebody that's just in college because we had the same conversation I had the same conversation with both, and it's just you would never know how genuine a person is until you have a conversation with them, no matter what their status is.
Yeah. And who would you say is like your favorite player that you've cut so far? Do you have a favorite?
I don't like picking favorites, bro, but
Yeah, because it's hard because then you're just kind of singling some other people out.
yeah,
Maybe just one that might like stick out.
Jaden Daniels,
Okay, yeah.
JD, the kid is just he's different. As a human being, he's a great human being.
Yeah.
A really good human being. So just those conversations that me and him had, like, or still have, like, they're just so pure and like, man, that's a friend. Like,
Yeah, he definitely seems like a genuine guy. The way Sherm speaks about him too.
Yeah. Shout out Sherm.
Yeah, shout out my dog. Yeah, he seems like a great guy. And do you ever like go to the facilities or anything like that to go cut, or do they usually?
Yeah, they'll come to the shop every now and then, but we'll go to the facility on like during the season Thursdays after like from 5 to 9 o'clock. There's a barbershop actually in the facility now, and yeah, we take 3-4 barbers over there and just cut. But yeah, the facility is real nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
nice.
bet.
Yeah, it's nice.
And just curious, if you could cut one person's hair, who would it be and why?
I'll tell you, Bad Bunny.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. That's he's
Yeah.
a Puerto Rican artist.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bunny. He is. I would like to have a conversation with him because it's just like he is so like creative with.
And he's killing it right now
he
too.
is. He is. But I'm a fan, bro. I went to a concert, one of his concerts, and bro, it was great. I had a great time.
And so, like, what would you consider like your philosophy on cutting hair?
I'm very we're young. I'm young, but
Yeah.
I'm
How old are you?
25.
Okay, I'm 23.
Okay. And my thing about like cutting hair, I'm very old school about it. We're servants. We are like, I'm not a celebrity. Like,
Right.
I'm here to serve. Right. So my philosophy is don't think you're I can't think that I'm somewhere I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a servant. That's why my work, like I try really hard with my haircuts. Like I'm very detailed. The conversations that we have are very like pure, not so like, I'm not, I watch what I say with people and you gotta be a professional, but first and foremost, you're a servant. Like I'm a servant to the person that's in my chair. They getting a service from me, and I will serve them. I will do like my best work on that person.
Mm-hmm. And how would you say like you stay sharp, like stay grounded as a barber?
You gotta work out, eat right, don't drink, don't smoke, things like that. They slow you down. You have to get to work early because, like anybody else, you know, you don't go to the game. If you're playing basketball, you don't go to the game right before it starts. You know,
Yeah.
You go, you warm up, you stretch, do all these things. Same thing with any career. But as a barber, you have to get there early and prep. And as soon as that first person's here, you should not be scrambling to grab things and charge your clippers, this and that. You should be ready and go. And it's going to make your life easier.
A lot easier.
Yeah.
And do you think, like, I know you said you've been cutting for a while now, is there like a certain style haircut that's like people are asking for the most right now? Like, is there a trendiest one right now or not really?
I think the mullet is still in, but it's like it's easing out.
It's starting to get out. It made a big comeback for a while.
It did. But a lot of people's cutting their hair off. I cut my hair off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recently just cut off my hair too.
I had curls. I had hella curls, and a lot of people been cutting their hair off. So the buzz is, I think,
the low tape.
Yeah.
Do you find that like faith ever plays a role?
Yes.
I'm a big faithful guy. I don't know if you've watched some of my episodes, but I always give thanks to the Lord.
Definitely.
How does faith play a role in your life?
Plays a huge role. Is everything.
God is so good, isn't he?
Yes, he is. People ask me like, sometimes people ask me who I credit for my success, and I can't single out one person. It's everyone. Mm-hmm. And God put them in front of me, and like he placed everybody in front of me, and it was up to me to accept them, have the conversation with them, and grow from that. So it's everything to me. God, Lord, is everything to me. He's the reason I'm here right now.
Right. Do you ever have those conversations like when you're cutting hair with any clients? Like, do you find anyone kind of open up about faith? Or
yeah, a lot. And I also cut a lot of Muslims.
Okay.
The same thing with that, and it's always healthy conversations with them, with everyone that speaks about their faith, and those conversations are, you know, obviously for some people it might seem hard because it's just the different culture and stuff like that, but it's very interesting, and you learn a lot about people and about their culture by just sitting there and listening to them. But yeah, no, definitely I listen a lot to what people have to say, so I learn a lot from what Christian believers, Muslims, whatever. I hear a lot and I learn a lot from them.
And is that what you kind of like being a barber, getting to see and listen to all these different perspectives on how people like see life or like?
Yeah, definitely. I don't ever cut hair with AirPods in, headphones. I'm here to talk and have, some people don't talk. That's fine, but they'll keep coming, and they'll eventually start speaking to me. And yeah.
And so, what do you like to do like outside of work?
I love playing basketball.
Okay.
I picked up the camera, started taking pictures, videos. I like helping other people grow. So I'll take my camera out like this weekend. Saturday, I didn't cut anyone. I just went into the shop. I took them a little video. I did the edit and sent it out. And things like that, I like, and I enjoy doing because I like helping people, man. And with whatever I could do, whether it's a haircut or or taking pictures of them or giving them tips, stuff like that. I just like helping people.
Yeah. And so how would you say like life as a barber has like impacted you like as a person?
Changed my whole life. Man. I was at Nichols for 2 years, a year and a half, and then I was cutting hair through that, and things happened. I couldn't really focus on school, cutting hair, and work, so I had to pull the plug on school and kind of like follow my heart, and I had to go in. Like I went, once I decided to go to barber school, I went like at 100. Like
Yeah.
I did not stop. I knew what I wanted, and I couldn't fail because, my parents wanted me to go to college. Like they wanted me to go to college and finish. And I was like, man, if I do this, I have to, I got to make it out.
Yeah.
I got to do right. I got to do it. So,
And I give you a lot of credit because I'm sure like when you were going into college, and this is still how it is today, it's starting to fade out, but like it's almost like the norm, like you got to go to college, like you got to do this. How did it feel like in that moment? Because I'm sure like you had people pulling you a bunch of ways. Like,
man, that's a good question, man. I felt like a failure at first, man. It was weird. Like I'm not big on like being depressed and sad and stuff like that, but it kind of hit like, damn, like all my friends are in college. And I can't do it. Like I could do it. I'm smart.
it's
I'm a
not
smart
what you
kid.
wanted.
Yeah, and it was like, so I don't want to be held back. And a lot of people wanted me to stay in college and do all these things. But at the end of the day, it's my life.
Right.
So it took me, I had a long conversation. Like I remember sitting in bed and just thinking about it. And I actually went on Google and typed in barber salary. And that thing said 30,000. I was like, oh, I'm going back to school. And then I said, barber owner or whatever salary. And it was like 100K. I'm like, oh, bruh, I can do this. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to barber school.
Yeah. And I know, like, I mean, just knowing from like my barber, I know like if you really hustle and you really grind, like it can make a really good living. Like I don't think that many people recognize that because I mean, everyone needs a haircut. Everyone wants to stay sharp, obviously.
Exactly.
And so what would be like your advice to like anyone who wants to like chase a skill like that, or maybe even go into barbering?
At the beginning, like really don't value the money, value the connections. Because like for me at least, the connections are why I'm here right now. Like if I would have never stopped, then I started cutting Joel. Like I met Tom in college, and because I was cutting his teammates, so and I could have cut him for free. I could have cut all of them for free, but those connections led me to being here with you today. So value the connections more than the bread, than the money,
And what's one haircut that you're most proud of?
Oh man, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden again, yeah.
Yeah, because he trusts me enough to like get him right for Heisman for every game on his Heisman season. And he made it so easy for me because he was never, ever late to any appointment, ever.
Yeah, he seems like a punctual guy in general.
Has never been late to any, bro. And I have a lot of, there's a lot of athletes that are late but I'm going to tell you one thing, there's a difference between first pick, second pick, third pick. The first rounders is a difference. My friend, my friend, he works with me at DraftPicks. He actually went to Nicholas too, Frank. Frank?
Okay, I think I've heard of him actually.
He cuts Paul Skeens, that's the number one pick in the MLB. He cuts Dylan Cruz, number 2 pick. Never late. I'm saying, but I have people that are, second rounders, third rounders that are always late.
Yeah.
But
no, he seems like a really punctual guy. He doesn't catch me as someone to miss, especially a haircut, man. You need it.
Yeah, man.
And what would you say is like, I know I kind of mentioned this earlier, what's like your biggest high and your biggest low throughout this whole journey so far?
Biggest high, man, being able to cut for people that are going on the biggest stage of their lives and having that trust, that, if I cut somebody right now and then see them on TV in like 5 minutes from the time that I finish cutting them, that's
insane to think about.
It is. Yes. And I guess that's a big high. And the biggest low, in 2020, I lost my dad while I was in barber school.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear about that.
And that was like the I've never experienced something like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to move to Baton Rouge to follow my dreams or follow, what I wanted to do. So I missed a lot of time with my family.
Right.
So now I try to at least go back to Puerto Rico. My family's from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So I try to go back to Puerto Rico a lot and actually see his side of the family and spend time with them. So I'm going Friday too. I'm going Friday, this Friday.
Was that like, so you being from Puerto Rico, like did y'all have a lot of people who were barbers, or were like you kind of like first in your family to kind of break that mold?
I have people in my family that cut hair, but not like in Puerto Rico. A lot of people cut hair, and that's the norm in Puerto Rico. Like you get cut every week, and that's normal. Every week, kids, adults.
I can believe that. I would love to get cut every week. I go at least like it's got to be every 2.
Yeah, everybody's fresh out there. The women, their hair's always done, or like in like a. What's it called? The little clips.
Yeah,
always up. Like they're always like fresh. They're always, they always look good. And I guess that also, like me being Puerto Rican and seeing all that is like, okay, that's why I'm so like detailed with my work too, because if I cut somebody's hair and the Puerto Rican sees it and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I ain't going to them, because they're normal. That's what they do. Like they look at people's hair, they look at people's fades. Like that's just normal to them, though. Like I have clients right now that come every week, and they're Puerto Rican, Hispanic, Black, and now it's getting to a point where everybody's coming in, more and more frequently. Yeah.
And I know you like kind of mentioned in 2020, was that a hard point like at the time? Because like COVID,
Yeah. So I actually started barber school a week, exactly 7 days before the shutdown. So for the first time in I don't know how long, I don't know, maybe history, we had to go online, do barber school online.
Wow.
And that's 8 hours a day behind a computer. I'm not doing that. I'm just mute my
it's like you're in school again. Almost.
Yeah. So you don't really learn too much from being online either. Luckily, like I was blessed to already know how to cut hair, so all I needed was like the book work and stuff like that. So, but the kids that were in there, it was like 3 months that they couldn't really practice. So.
I was about to ask you, like, how long? It was 3 months, like
barber school. 11 months. So it's really like a year. I finished it in like 10 and a half months, but that's going every day without missing. But you finish it in about a year.
Okay, that's not bad.
For barber school, if you do an apprenticeship, you can work at a shop, but it takes 2 years.
Okay. And I know you kind of spoke about this a little bit earlier, but what's one thing like in particular that you really admire about yourself as a barber?
My professionalism, and I'm still learning, but that goes with the shop owner. He taught me all this. He taught me a lot of this. Is being professional. People will put you on. Like people will, if you're a real professional, people are gonna open up doors for you because they see that you're professional. That's why we go to Senior Bowl. That's why we go to Sugar Bowls, because they see us and they're like, okay, we can have them in the public. We can have them hanging out with these players that are professional. So what was the question again?
Yeah, like, no, you're good. What was one thing that like you admire the most about your work?
My professionalism, and my attention to detail, and my high spirit. Like I've never really been sad in front of anybody. No matter what I'm going through, and I'm always there for people.
Right.
And it feels really good when they're giving me that same energy back.
Is there any like things that y'all do to give back, like to the community or anything that y'all do, or?
Yeah. That's actually how I started. When I started cutting hair, I was doing that just to get practice. I was cutting at it was in an orphanage, but it was like a home where a shelter for kids. But DraftPicks, we do the Sugar Bowl, we do the Senior Bowl, but to give back, we'll partner up with people for like the holidays, and they'll give us they'll give out vouchers So we picked, like, I this year I picked, or last year, I don't remember. I picked 20 vouchers, so 20 free cuts for any kid that walked in with a voucher.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't use them this year, but I don't know. But that's the opportunities. Like, that's what we do. Like, not everybody's like that though. Not even at the shop. Like, not everybody would be okay with that. Some people got different situations.
Yeah, obviously.
But not like I said, man. Like, I value connections, and connections more than money. So me doing a give back or whatever, like, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
love it.
And do you enjoy cutting the kids' hairs a lot? Or because I know sometimes it can be hard. Because like sometimes I'll walk into a shop and like he'll be cutting a kid before, and they like to move and stuff a lot.
I like it, man. They're funny, bro. Kids are funny. But one thing I've been cutting for since 2018. Let's say I only had one kid that I couldn't finish cutting.
Really?
One kid. I believe that every kid can get cut. You just got to find a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love cutting kids. I sometimes, but
yeah.
I cut a 2-year-old. The kid doesn't move. He doesn't speak English. He's from Yemen. The kid doesn't move nothing, bro. I tell him, like, tell his dad, hey, tell him to put his head down. He says whatever in Arabic. He puts his head down, stays there. I was like, you can tell him to put it up. He's like, bro, he's 3 now, but bro, like, that kid, he's going somewhere. Yeah. He's gonna be great.
Do you have like a moment that like sticks out in particular at the shop?
A moment? What you mean?
Like just like a funny moment, or just like anything that like sticks out to you the most from being there so far? Or not really.
The people that walk in there, there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of people coming from out of state to see the LSU games. Like this for the Alabama game, somebody from New York came in with a wig, with a clown wig, and he was just talking loud. He was a comedian.
Okay.
So things like that, like there's another comedian that'll come in, I think like once a year, and for his show, he'll promote it at the shop with the barbers and the clients. So he'll perform something, like a little skit, and so like that, I enjoy that. Like that, that's just random. Right, random.
Like you really like never know what you're gonna see when you walk in there. Yeah, and I bet that's like the beauty of it too.
It is. It is, bro. Like one day you just chilling. I have a lot of clients that's like, man, I can't believe I seen Jaden Daniels the other day. Oh my God, I can't believe I seen Paul Skeens. I was getting cut, and I just and Paul Skeens right in front of me. I didn't even notice. But it's like that, bro. Like these athletes, and I'm happy that these athletes are like this because they are humans.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's so easy to like just like almost idolize them. They're always on TV, but at the end of the day, they're human. Everyone gets rained on, and they just want to be a genuine. Like, I'm sure they don't want to be like bombarded. They just want to be able to have a normal conversation and just like relax like anyone else.
And surprisingly, nobody really at the shop does, like, even our clients. Nobody really, like, I think they kind of know. Like, don't do
this is downtime.
Yeah. Like, there's only one kid that walked up to Paul Skeens. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? But it was cool. Like,
it's not like someone our age going up. Like,
yeah. Actually, it was. But it's cool. Like, it's there's not too much. So
yeah, and so kind of shifting towards like the future. What do you want for like your future?
I want to be a role model to this new wave of barbers, because the barber industry and the barbers nowadays, the new ones they getting the wrong idea about cutting hair. They think it's a quick money scheme, like get money quick scheme, and it's not that, man. This is long. Like, you have to be. It's longevity into this. Like, you have to be consistent and work hard, because cutting hair isn't easy. There's a lot that goes with it. You're a therapist. If you cut somebody, now you're a medic.
And I believe that. So like I'm in counseling, and I feel so much better just when I walk out, and it's not even because I got a fresh cut. It's just because I'm able to have a conversation with my barber. And I'm sure you're like this the same way. Like I said, he really cares about me. Like when I was in high school, I had accident and I got diagnosed with epilepsy.
Mm.
And he was like reading books and stuff, like telling me, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. And like that just shows to me like how much he cares about me, like just as a person.
That's a great person. That's a great barber. That is the barbers that I would love to like meet and kind of build together to inspire the new wave.
Yeah, and he actually, so he wants to teach, like he wants to.
I'm in barber college right now. I'm back, getting my barber instructor's license.
Yeah, so I think he just did that, and I think that's pretty cool. Like how y'all want to kind of put that next generation on the right path.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's there's not enough barbers. There's not enough barbers. There's a lot of people. There's not enough barbers. It might look like it, but there's not. Especially, and now you take away all the, the mediocre barbers or anybody that just cutting hair just to get money. You take all that out, now you really don't have enough barbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And what would you say, like, you want to see? We talked about like your future. Where do you see like the draft picks in the future?
He's gonna keep growing. TJ is very ambitious. He's gonna keep growing, and I'm here for it. Like, and I told him that I'm like, no matter if I go and do my own thing, like draft picks, bro, like I will forever owe you because you changed my life. Draft picks did change my life, and I would, I don't know, man. He had too much up his sleeve.
Yeah, never count him out, huh?
Never. Last thing I heard, Super Bowl. So he's working on that. So let's see.
That would be big.
Yeah.
And what do you think about it being in New Orleans, man? That's gonna be exciting. I just wish. I was talking to my friends the other day. Like, obviously, like I don't know if you're a Saints fan or anything, but like it's unfortunate that not the actual fans really get to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't like how it's like so high priced, which I understand in one sense, but like it's almost like the average fan really doesn't get to go.
Yeah. Not even the average fan, not even the ones that are a little above average. Like, yeah. We can't. I don't think we're gonna be able to go to Super Bowl, but we're gonna be cutting the players. I think the little player lounge and stuff.
Before.
But that goes back to connections. So like, somebody will get you in there in a suite. You know, if you have the right connections.
Definitely.
And I don't think I'm gonna get in there, but
if there was one player, like if you end up going, like if y'all end up everything goes through, is there a certain player that you would want to cut out of the Eagles and Chiefs?
Pat Mahomes.
Oh, what? I got it.
If I get the opportunity to cut Pat Mahomes, like I'm gonna take it. Like, if I see him, no, he's getting in this chair. I'm doing something. Like I'm gonna line you up. I'm gonna do a C cup something. You're gonna get something. Yeah.
I would say like Xavier Worthy. I like him.
Yeah, me too. Actually, we did cut him when he was at Texas.
Because they played at the Sugar Bowl against Washington.
One of our barbers, cut him. And I took a video of him. I got some content of him in my camera, actually, of Xavier Worthy.
Do you kind of see yourself kind of moving towards that content later on? I know we kind of said like what's next, but like I think my barber does that a lot. He likes to video and everything, and I think it's cool because not only are you showing off like what you've done, you know, as a barber, but like also it can potentially bring in more people as well.
Yeah, I am trying to lean into the content creating because cutting hair behind a chair for that long, it gets boring.
Yeah, you always want to test out new things.
I want to do something new, exactly. So. But not that it gets boring, it just gets repetitive, and I like moving around. So, but yeah, I've been tapping into the camera more and creating content with players and stuff, and I love that. It's fun to me.
It is, and maybe in the future we could see like a DraftPicks like shop, like where y'all teach.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty
like a little DraftPicks Academy or something. Yeah,
I would like that. Would be interesting for sure.
We're working on something like that to have just go to like barber schools and teach them like a fading technique or something about doing your taxes. A lot of barbers don't do their taxes correctly.
Yeah.
So
and that's funny you say that. Like my barber mentioned that. So before like he went on his own, like they had a shop, and one of his like I don't think people realize like barbering's like so unique. Like you gotta certain certifications and certain this, like you gotta be on ball with that.
Yeah, you do for sure. I have to renew my license right now. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But kind of closing in, I think we talked about a lot of great things today. My question that I always ask at the end of every episode, Kelv, why do you enjoy life?
Bro, it's the biggest blessing is being alive. You know, it was like the possibility of us being alive is very
just waking up.
Yeah,
and not everyone wakes up in the morning. It's a dark thing to sound like say, but it's a reality.
It is the reality. It is, and nobody really knows it like or realizes it until something happens that's close to them, and it like wakes them up. Like, hey, look, you know, it shakes you. Like, okay, this is reality. Like people pass, and who we talking to today might not be here tomorrow. So you got to enjoy the moment. And I think that's what I've been doing. I got to enjoy the moment and look at the positive and everything. Keep God first.
Always.
Because he's a light, man. He is the light.
I like what you said about how, like, in such a dark world, you know, you can be a light. I think that relates the most, definitely. Because obviously, you know, the world isn't like the quote says, it's not sunshines and rainbows, you know, like it's dark, it's grimy, but you can always be a light in someone's life and bring out the best of them. And like I said, like 2 or 3 times already, like when I go to the barber, like if it's more than a cut,
it is.
And I can tell like you give that person that experience for sure.
Definitely. And I'm actually happy that you got a barber like that because there's not many.
Yeah, shout out Bean.
There's not many. Shout out Bean.
He really is unique. I'm gonna have to show him like your page or whatever. Cause
yeah, I
showed him like the DraftPicks and he was familiar with that.
Yeah. A lot of people know TJ's from Morgan City actually.
Okay.
The owner, and he brought a few of them from Morgan City to DraftPicks over here and in Baton Rouge. And he's very well known in Morgan City, and he's very well known in everywhere we go. Actually, I went to Detroit and people knew him.
Really?
Yes. In Vegas, people knew him. Like I'm like, yeah.
From Morgan City too.
From Morgan City. Yep.
And I know I said that was the last question, but how many people do y'all have like at Draft?
At DraftPicks, we have 2. So right now we have 2 locations. He's about to open up a 3rd one. I have no idea how many chairs are in that 3rd one or going to be in that 3rd one. But
and these are all in Baton Rouge?
Yes. I think the next one's going to be in Prairieville. At DraftPicks, the one I work at, DraftPicks 2, we have 10 barbers, and he just put 2 more stations in there. So it's going to be 12 in all. And the other one is 8, I want to say, 8 or 10, 8 or 9, something like that. Okay. So in total, we've got over 20.
Yeah. Well, man, I just want to say thank you for stopping by. You're a great person. I love what you said about everything about being a barber. I see a lot of my barber through you, but you know, everyone's unique in their own way. And I love what you got going on. It's great to hear you talk about being able to sit down with people and give them more than just an experience of getting their hair cut and your attention to detail in every person. And I love how you converse with the client because I feel like that's something really important. And so I just want to wish you the best of luck for the future because I know you're going to do great things. And just thank you again for stopping by, man.
No, I thank you for having me because this is a beautiful thing that you're doing. And I love to be a part of I would love to be a part of your game one day, you know, look further in the future and I'll come back and
yeah, we can definitely run it back.
No, I love it, man.
Maybe we can do it at the DraftPicks next time, you know, set it up.
Yeah, that would be nice. This is great, man. Casey, thank you.
No problem. But we're going to wrap this episode up. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and go check out DraftPicks, too. If you need a haircut, go check them out. Both locations, soon to be the 3rd. And thank you again, Kel.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it, bro.